I went to my knees and stood in the throne room of my God, and I asked him, "How am I to be a follower of you? What do I need to do in order to please you?" God leaned forward ever so slightly, folded his hands, turned his head to one side, and he asked me, "Why do you ask this question? Do you not know? Are there not wise men and women who have walked in my ways all their lives, who know best what paths to walk in order to please me?" I looked straight at him, and I shook my head. "No, there are none. There are those, I admit, who say they do, but they're the ones who are bilking the poor out of their money so they can have a multi-million-dollar house or fly around the country in a private jet. They're the ones on Sunday standing in the pulpit telling me what paths are right and good in your eyes, but on Monday they seek out other paths, leave their wives and children for the arms of the prostitute. Again and again, I have seen those who say they belong to you ally themselves with those whose only goal is power and who are unwilling to speak out on behalf of the right behaviors and actions you demand." God leaned back and sighed, and I stood in uncomfortable silence. After some time, God asks, "Do you truly want to follow after me and my ways?" "Of course," I answered quickly. Again, there was a long pause. He then spoke again to me, saying, "I can't guarantee you an easy path to walk. You are living in a time in which many say they know my ways and know what I desire, but most of them are blind to the truth and don't truly want to know what pleases me and how to accomplish that. But if you want to know what I want from those who follow me," he pulled out a book and handed it to me. "Take up and read this and learn my ways." I shook my head and scoffed. "The Holy Scriptures? They are 2,000 years old. What good are they to me today in the world I live in?" God laughed at me. "I know, but I'm going to give you the tools in order to understand that 2,000-year-old book of mine. The first is right there," he points to my head, "and the second is there," he says, pointing to the back of the room. I turn and see someone who looks exactly like God. But there's a difference. I can't put my finger on it. "That's my spirit," God says, as I turn my head back around. "You won't be able to understand all of my Holy Scriptures, but he will show you what paths to walk in order to be a more perfect follower of mine." I thumbed through the Holy Scriptures, turned back and looked at the Holy Spirit, and then turned once again to God. "People are not going to like what I have to say." "I know," God says to me. "But you did not come here looking for the approval of men, did you?" "Know this, that many have come before me wanting to walk in my ways in order to please me, and they have died at the hands of those who say they follow me. But they are the ones who have been the true followers of me." I turn and walk away with the Holy Spirit walking beside me and the Holy Scriptures in my hand. I hear God say, "You're always welcome, anytime, in my throne room."